Neighbors took my daughter, later returned her, because of suspected attempt to drink and drive. https www.reddit.com/r/legaladvice/comments/a6ghxc/neighbors assaulted me and took my daughter later /male, late 20s. CO. I quit drinking soda and energy drinks a few months ago. I haven't consumed alcohol in years. And I replaced that habit with drinking Martinelli's sparkling apple juice. The juice comes in 10 ounces. Glass bottles that look very similar to Corona beer bottles. Here lies my issue. This morning I was walking to my car from my apartment and I had a bottle of my juice in one hand. And my 1-year-old daughter, in her car seat, in the other hand. My neighbors basically jumped me from behind. One grabbed my daughter's car seat and the other was punching, kicking, and yelling at me. He was saying stuff like, "The nerve of you to drink and try to drive with your baby." As a result, my juice bottle shattered in the parking lot, cutting my hand. My cell phone screen is destroyed. And I think my nose is fractured. Most importantly, the neighbor who took my baby went inside his apartment with her and it took 10 minutes of me explaining through the screen door that I was not about drink and drive, but that I was drinking apple juice. This all just happened. I'm calling the cops. Any suggestions? BTW. I didn't get any apologies or anything from the neighbors. They said they were doing their duty to protect the community. Update. The police showed up. As soon as they pulled up, more than a half-dozen neighbors came out and are giving witness reports. Update number 2. Both men were arrested and I will be making my way down to the police station in a few minutes. I will be talking to detectives. The police assured me, off the record, that both will be serving time because felonies were committed. I am not op. I do love that sparkling apple juice. Fancy drink of choice. I mean, they could just have asked Oop what he was drinking before escalating it to assault, destruction of property and kidnapping. FFS. The part where half a dozen neighbors appeared to be witnesses reminds me of the thoughts I have when trying to break into my own house after I forget the key. Felonies were committed. They kidnapped a baby. If you think a parent is drunk driving, call the police with the make, model and the plate number. Expert pro tip. When attempting to prevent an apparent crime from being committed, try to avoid committing a far more serious crime. Shit like this is why I hate feel-good stories about people doing wild stuff to stop a crime from happening. Sure, yay. Sometimes they're right, but all too often, it encourages others to be overzealous about stuff with flimsy evidence, and you have stuff like this happen. These guys could at least have stalled up and called the cops or something. But no, they wanted to be heroes. And the worst part is, even if Op was drinking, he hadn't make it to the car, so hadn't yet committed a crime. Meaning these idiots would still be facing charges while Op would have probably gotten a verbal warning about the dangers of drinking and driving. Assault and kidnapping. These two are gonna have a lot of time to reflect in prison. I want more updates when they get their day in court. These people used violence to kidnap a baby and probably felt self-righteous about it while doing it. I hope to God the judge isn't lenient with their sentence when they end up crying in court about how they just wanted to protect this child and how they're good people. Kidnapping a child isn't something to be taken lightly, and prison sentences are usually way too short for crimes like this, especially in comparison to some other non-violent crimes. So, what are you in for? I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, baby kidnapping is bad. But why is everybody glossing over the fact that they gave Op a beating and left him bleeding on The sidewalk? They kidnapped your freaking child. I would press every charge and make sure they do jail time. What a bunch of assholes. If they really thought you were drink driving, they could have called the police for a safety check. Assholes. Jesus, that's unhinged. Those Martinelli's bottles do look like champagne bottles. But even if I thought someone was about to drive a child with alcohol, I think the worst I'd do is try to stop or stall them from leaving while waiting for the police to arrive. To just spring out of nowhere and physically start beating someone up and run away with their child is not a good way to handle that concern. Might have been a good idea to try talking to the guy before coming out swinging on a man holding a baby, if their excuse was even true. I hope Op realizes apple juice is a gateway juice. Well, that was a crazy post. Won't somebody please think of the children? Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark quote. I understand the idea of trying to save a kid's life, but dear God, kidnapping isn't the way. Go greet your neighbor and try to have a friendly conversation first. It's an apartment by the sounds of things, so there are plenty of witnesses. If he is drinking and you're sure of it, block the car and call the police. You, a stranger, don't just grab a child and bring them home with you. Martinelli's almost got me fired with the way their sparkling juice bottles look. It looked like I was drinking on the job at 8:30 a.m. with a breakfast sandwich. Knowing how the label and bottle looks, I can see what they were thinking. But to take your baby in their home was ridiculous. They kidnapped your child and anything could have happened inside that apartment. Press charges. I remember this. Yeah, let's kidnap a kid in broad daylight and not expect to get in trouble.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.